What is up? What's good? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is a makeup tutorial. Makeup on the look that I'm wearing right now. I know, holy cow, 2 makeup tutorials in a row. Who am I? I don't even know, but today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a look on the eyeshadow I have on my eyes, like the completed look right here, which I'm really obsessed with just because I feel like it's very, I don't know, I feel like it's very grunge, especially paired with like a black shirt with like a choker like this. I'm obsessed with it. I did use the Morphe 350 palette, which is this right here. This is like the OG Morphe 350, not the all shimmer, not the all matte. I've had this in my collection for a minute and I've never filmed a look using it. So I was like, you know what? It's time to bust it out, film a look, and I did post it on Snap and you guys went absolutely crazy. You were like, film a look because it's hot fire. So I was like, all right, so that's exactly what I'm doing today. If you guys like the look, be sure to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to my channel so that way you don't miss any other videos from me. So with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna start this makeup look off with like nothing on my face and my skin's like really crazy right now, so don't mind that. But before we begin, I'm going to just take my hair out of my face and I'm gonna be using these little things right here that I picked up on Amazon. They're like little Velcro things that you stick in your hair to keep your hair out of your face. So after that, I'm gonna go in and start on my brows. And Benefit just released some new brow products, so I think I'm going to be using that. Today I'm gonna use the Goof Proof brow pencil, which came in this packaging, and I don't know, I just really like how sleek this is. I am in shade number 5, so I'm just going to take this and run it directly underneath my eyebrow just a little bit. And then after that, I'm going to take this and I'm going to flick it up ever so slightly towards the front of the brow and also continue that on towards the tail of my brow. I'm going to take this spoolie and I'm just going to brush it out. Wow, I really like this spoolie. Holy moly. So now that my brows look absolutely crazy, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer to underline my brows. So I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia concealer. This one is in shade 3.0. You just need a little bit and you're just gonna drag the brush directly underneath your brow to clean up the edges. And I'm gonna go in with a primer. This is the Benefit Air Patrol primer, which I absolutely love. It definitely reminds me of Urban Decay Eden. So if you have Eden, then that will work as well. But then again, any primer will work. Just use what you love. So you guys, for eyeshadows today, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe 350 palette. Now I've had this in my collection for a hot minute and I've never filmed a tutorial using it. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here and I'm gonna apply it in my bridge, like my crease, to act as my base before I apply my transition color. With my Sigma E40 blending brush, I'm going to take this shade right here, which is kind of like an orangey tone shade. I'm going to take this and I'm going to rock this into my crease. This is going to be my transition color, my blending color, and it doesn't really matter how you apply this. You want it to be very nice and blown out, so don't feel like you need to be too perfect with this. Next 2 colors I'm going to use are these 2 brown ones right here. So this one and this one. I'm just going to take the shade, put it into my crease, and go back and forth in windshield wiper motions to define out that socket. Now using the same Morphe M433 brush, I'm going to go in with kind of like this dusty kind of like brick red color, which reminds me a lot of Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek. And I'm going to apply this directly into my socket, directly over top of this lighter brown color. I'm going to take the shadow and I'm only going to apply it into my crease, also my outer V, and I'm also going to apply it in the very inner corners of my eyelids, just because I really want to keep the center of my eyelids bare up until we decide to apply our next shade. Once I have the color placed where I want it, I'm just going to go in with a clean Morphe M433 brush over the edges and just blend, because this is super important so that way you don't look cray. You don't want to look like someone just like punched you in the face. Now with my Sigma E55 brush, I'm going to take this color right here, which reminds me of Flamethrower by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to pack it onto my brush. Now I'm going to take this color and I'm going to apply it in the very center of my lids where we decided to keep it bare. Taking my brush, I'm just going to blend it back and forth like this once I already packed all the product on, and this is really going to help blend the shadow in with the shades we already applied on our eyelid. I know I look crazy, but for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to go in with this vanilla shade right here on my Sedona Lace EB11 brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this directly underneath my brow bone. And what I like to do is hold my brush at an angle and just swipe it back and forth. Then with my Sigma E40 blending brush, I'm just going to blend, blend, blend. Now I'm just going to move on to the face, and I'm going to spray the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist all over my face. So I'm gonna let that kind of settle into my skin. And once that's settled into my skin, I'm gonna go in with the new Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in Champagne Pop. Oh my God, I freaking love this. Like, look at my skin. What? So that's that. After that, I'm gonna go in with another primer, and I'm only gonna apply this primer in the areas where I have slightly enlarged pores. Now, since I have a lot of redness going on with my skin right now, especially because of like these breakouts in around my nose area, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Color Correcting Palette, which looks like this right here. And I'm gonna take this green shade and I'm gonna apply it over the parts of my face where I have a little bit of redness, so that's around my nose, also on these acne kind of like hyperpigmentation scars, on my chin, and that's about it. And then once I do that, I'm going to flip the brush around where it is a little bit more fluffy, and I'm going to blend everything out. Now that I look like a mutant ninja turtle, I'm going to go in with foundation. You guys can use whatever foundation you want. I've been specifically loving my Giorgio Armani Luminous Soap Foundation. Literally the game changer. I'm in shade 5.5, but like I said, you can use whatever foundation you want. I'm just going to use this because I feel like this is the only foundation I have right now that matches my skin. As for concealer today, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Concealer, and this one is in the shade Medium. To blend everything out, I'm going to use the Morphe G8 brush, and I'm just going to blend it out in patting motions. Cool, so that's that. To set my under eye concealer, I am going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, which is like holy grail. And I'm going to be using the High Cheekbone Highlighter Brush by Sigma. This is their FO3, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this. Also going to take this powder down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and forehead. Next up, I'm going to go in with Champagne Pop by Becca. So I'm a little bit all over the place in this video. I'm gonna go right back up to the eyes, do my lower lash line, and kind of just finish off the eyes before finishing the rest of my face. So I'm gonna go in with the Morphe palette again. I'm gonna take like this brick color, and on a flat definer brush by Sigma, this is E15, I'm going to place this directly underneath my eye. Once you are looking hella fucking crazy, go in with a pencil brush. This one is by Morphe. This is their M431. I really like it because the tip is very like fluffy, and it really just blows out that color. So I'm just gonna run it along the edges for a more blown out look. To add some more definition, I just added a little bit of black shadow to the very lower lash line. Then to tight line, I use a black kohl liner, and this is really just gonna intensify the look. And to line my lower lash line, inner waterline, I just use a nude liner pencil. For mascara, I'm going to go in with two different mascaras. For the top lashes, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is the non-waterproof version. And then for my lower lashes, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Lash Discovery. And the reason I'm using two is because this Lash Discovery mascara by Maybelline has a very, very thin wand, so it's perfect for bottom lashes. So one thing I've really been doing to ensure my lashes like stay on my eyeballs and like are really like close and look natural is using an eyelash curler. I never did this before, but what I do is I wait for the glue to dry, and then I will curl my false lashes with my natural lashes. And guys, like my eyelashes are like not popping off in the middle of the day, and I love that. Now for my inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's a really pretty kind of like shimmery champagne color. I'm gonna tap off the excess and I'm just going to place it and then in a circular motion, highlight my inner corner. To add some dimension to my face without going too overboard, I just opted for a face powder that was slightly darker than my natural skin tone to add very slight definition. With a little bit more of the Becca Champagne Pop, I'm going to apply this to the tip of my nose. Like that, to my Cupid's bow. And I'm also going to apply a little bit to the bridge of my nose. For blush today, I decided to go in with the Becca Luminous Blush in the shade Blushed Copper. And I just applied this with a stippling brush by Makeup Forever. After applying my blush, I went straight into the lips and I went in with the MAC lip liner and stripped down. I just lined my lips and I did not fill them in. Once my lips were completely lined, I added a lipstick, and this is MAC's Creme de Nude. And to top everything off, I just added my Jouer lip topper. So you guys, this is a completed look right here. I know in my thumbnail I had a very vibrant yellow in my waterline, and I decided to add it at the end just for the simple fact that I know a lot of people probably wouldn't like it or feel like they couldn't pull it off. So what I did to create that yellow line in my waterline is use the Anastasia cream color in yellow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my Sigma Smudge E21 brush, dip it into that cream color right there, and I'm just going to drag it into my waterline. I'm actually gonna zoom in a little bit so that way you guys can see better. So I just have a little bit on my brush right here, and I'm just going to drag it into my waterline. And may get on your lashes just a little bit, but don't even fret. We're gonna cover that up with a black in a little bit. All right, my love, so that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, let me know in the comments down below. Also, I just got the Laura Lee and Violet Boss palette. If you guys want to see me slay a makeup look using that palette, let me know in the comments down below. Do not forget to subscribe to my second channel, which is Ashley Marie Vlogs. I upload weekly vlogs on that channel, so if you want to stay up to date with my life, you want to see my personality a little bit more outside of this channel, that is the way to do it. And I don't have anything else to say except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Goodbye. Peace out. Oh yeah.